Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show, folks. A filthy, what is it out, Wednesday? Wednesday. Oh, my God. I had this weekend open for a while, and I'm like, oh, fucking, I worked at Myrtle Beach. I can relax. What? Oh, no, wedding, Ohio. Actually, it'd be good to see my family. I haven't seen a lot of them. My little niece, Jenna, holy moly. Getting mad. That's when you know. You're like, what? Last time I saw her, she was 7. Yeah, last time I saw her, she was no, I don't know, a little older than that, 7, but now she's getting married already. Can you imagine at 11? What the fuck? Nothing? All right. No, I'm psyched to see my brothers and sisters, and anyway, especially after the horrible tragedy. I'm trying to do a comedy show here, folks. They're not making it easy between Ukraine, school shootings, mass shooting at supermarkets. But we do news here. We're not going to ignore it. But how horrible. There's something wrong bigger than just mass. This society it's not working, folks. As Bill Hicks once says, it's an experiment that's not working. And I always say they call it a melting pot. No, nothing's melting in the pot. You're throwing a stick of butter in there, and it's still a stick of butter. Somebody's throwing marbles in there, a handful of dirt, pigeon shit, ice cream cones, and dandruff. That's what's going on. None of it's melding. I'm sorry. Too many cultures living side by side, and right away, Biden couldn't wait, and Chris Murphy and Schumer and all the usual suspects couldn't wait to turn this into a political fight. Yeah, so this society's it's busted. I'm not a big religious guy. I was telling Dallas this, but let me tell you something. I have no problem with religious people. And again, I'm not a big religious guy, but I'm not anti-religion. But this country was founded on, and I'll give a shit what you say, and it worked a lot better when people believed, in it, believed in something bigger than themselves. And that's completely gone. It's just a cold, violent, I don't hear about too many goddamn guns. That is such an easy argument. It's embarrassing when people make that. I mean, it's embarrassing. And they bring up the NRA that has 100 and something million members who've never done anything like that. They're the ones who know how to handle guns. And yes, we need to be an armed population. Read your history. It's got to do with mental illness in this society creating zombies like this kid whose mother was on drugs. And I'm not making excuses for what he did, but he didn't have much of a life. His mother's a fucking drug addict. Of course, they bring up the bullying, which is another stupid argument. Yes, almost everybody's been bullied or bullied someone. Yeah, but he was bullied online. Okay, whatever. But you combine that with no father, a mother on drugs, and him watching violent video games. I'm sorry, it's a perfect storm, and they're going to keep coming. We're fucking soulless right now, and the two political parties aren't helping. These are adults who act like children. Nothing is fucking working. But don't give me this shit. Too many fucking guns. Ugh. Too many mentally ill people. And they want to go right to the Republicans, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, Democrats vote anything down where you want to institutionalize somebody because you're infringing on their civil rights and their privacy and both. It's both sides.
While letting murders out.
That's the other thing I was going to say. Coupling it with letting murderers back on the street, and then in the next breath you say there's too many guns and shit, but you don't say it when you let somebody out and they kill somebody else. You're full of shit. At least the fucking Republicans are honest. And, by the way, Joe Biden, was it yesterday? There's a terrorist that the Border Patrol or ICE or somebody wouldn't give information. The government wouldn't give information to the Border Control people about this so-called terrorist that's in our country. So he's up there, Biden, doing his little fucking song and dance. I'm sick of it. Too many guns. Meanwhile, he's letting people in from, you know how many fucking people on terror watch list that he's let in. Literally. Excuse me. So, you know what I mean? He opens his mouth, says this, and it's canceled by his actions, like a lot of politicians. You're going to tell me we can't afford to harden every school, whether it be high school, middle school, all of them, kindergarten, colleges. We don't have enough money to put at least 4 armed guards on each school when we're sending billions to Ukraine, protecting their border, letting potential fucking killers. None of it makes sense. It's busted. We don't have enough resources. My ass, you have guys like Dallas, veterans who will be glad. They're looking for work to sit in front of a school armed. Not just one, you could put 4. You could surround the school. No, let's pour billions into fucking, but that's a bigger problem. No, it isn't, because this country doesn't matter if we're slaughtering each other here. Who cares if fucking Russia becomes a problem? We got our own problem, and we get a ton of money. We're the richest country on the planet still. And it's got nothing to do with common sense gun control. We have 1 million laws on the books. The kid bought the gun legally, by the way, like most of these psychos. We have a mental illness problem, a breakdown in the family, all that shit. Fucking, it's the guns. They can't wait. They don't fucking, the bodies weren't even warm. We'll show you Chris Murphy in a second. It must have been an hour after the shooting. He's out there grandstanding on the Senate floor. Fucking simpleton. And then Biden comes out last night. I timed him. Exactly 2 minutes of, soul searching and how bad he feels, and we have to exactly 2 minutes. Then he goes right into the gun lobby and I mean, and Schumer, you can't even wait till the fucking bodies are cold. Fucking disgusting. It is so easy. All the money we have that we spend in other places to just harden the security at every school. At every level. You can't tell me that was a solution 20 years ago. Virginia Tech or whatever. Anyhow, I just wanted to get that off my titties. So let's get right into it. Biden goes political, like I said, 3 minutes after the shit went down, that night. A teen gunman opened fire, as you know. I'll give you the details. You probably know all this already. At a Texas elementary school Tuesday, killing at least 21 people, including 19 kids, 2 teachers, before he was shot dead by police. It wasn't police. It was actually border guys, I believe, right? Police in one of the deadliest school slaughters in U.S. history, officials said. The shooter, identified as Salvador Ramos, 18, allegedly shot his grandmother in the face. She's in serious condition. Before heading to Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, with 2 assault rifles around 11:32 a.m. Again, they call them assault rifles. They were out there. Chris Murphy, Biden. They don't even know. They didn't even, when he was giving the speech, they didn't have all the details yet. You know what I mean? First they were saying a handgun and a rifle. Now they, assault weapons. They don't even know what the definition of an assault weapon is. Local time, anyways, about 11:32 yesterday. Matthew McConaughey, that's his hometown. Isn't that weird? He's thinking about running. Remember, he was thinking about running. The crime spree, eerily evocative of the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting that left 26 dead, took place just 2 days from the end of the school year and sent parents scrambling in a mad search for their children. Hey, who's this, Biden? This is Joe being the great uniter once again. He could have come out and said, you know what, let's put all this shit aside. We have a deeper problem. He could have, but no. Again, he's got no mind. They hand him the talking points. They put him in the fucking teleprompter. And he just, with that fake, he did a nice 2-minute acting job about your heart, and blah, blah, which he does know something about. He buried a couple kids. But how can you, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and then 2 seconds later, the goddamn NRA. Go ahead, stupid. I mean him.
I am sick and tired of it.
Are you really?
We have to act.
You are acting.
Don't tell me we can't have an impact on this carnage.
Pause. Yeah, we can, dinkweed. You surround every school with armed guards. There's the solution. Just like our border. You don't build a wall. You put fucking guys with guns there. But we all know that's fake. Even with Trump, I love Trump. The wall and all that shit is just silly. Oh, it slows them down. You know what slows them down more? Fucking flamethrowers and fucking, what do you call it in the ground? Yeah. I know they were outlawed at the Geneva Convention or some shit, but bring back small ones, like I said. But they're stupid.
Fucking smash his fucking face in.
Go ahead,
These
Dinky.
kinds of mass shootings rarely happen anywhere else in the world.
Pause. That's another statement. How about, was it Norway? Remember there was a right winger in Norway that went into a school, literally a socialist school?
It was Sweden.
Oh, Sweden, yes. And killed like 80, remember? McGill University up in Canada. Slaughter. I thought of two more yesterday. So they're full of shit. Yes, it happens more frequently here. Absolutely. And like I said, because we have a sick society. That has to be corrected first.
Oh, and also we have a bigger population than
Well,
everybody else.
yes, 350 million now. And by the way Dinkweed's doing it, you think it's going to get less violent? He's letting South and Central America pour in. Nobody's getting vetted. Are you fucking kidding me? Ugh. Go ahead, Joe. Tell us some more.
Why?
Why are you president?
They have mental health problems.
So do you.
They have domestic disputes in other countries. They have people who are lost. But these kinds of mass shootings never happen with the kind of frequency they happen in America. Why?
Because we're way bigger.
Why are we willing to live with this carnage?
Here it comes.
Why
Come
do
on.
we keep letting this happen?
Spit it out, you fag.
Where in God's name is our backbone?
It ain't it behind the podium, I'll tell you that.
Deal with
You
it, stand up to the lobbies.
stand up to my cock. You
It's
fucking
time to
asshole.
turn this pain into action. For
You're-
every parent, for every citizen in this country.
This
We have to make it clear to every elected official in this country.
sound
It's
shit-faced.
time to act.
And action. He even got more political, but I couldn't stomach it. Brandon Elrod, I was watching TV and saw this guy. God, I hope it's... There's a little blonde girl. Again, doesn't matter. They're all kids. But there was this little blonde picture of her. She couldn't have been... She had to be a first grader. But she was like a little movie star. She had this little aura about her. And I got a feeling that was... I'm just saying it because they show her picture. And these little kids, tiny... One of them was trying to dial 911. Oh, my God. I just can't even... If you lay there and keep thinking about it, it'll ruin you. Brandon Elrod told ABC 13 he was searching for his 10-year-old daughter. Here he is. And like I said, this morning I read that they found, she didn't make it. But
And how old is your...
10. Her name is McKenna.
How long you been looking for her today?
I guess the fourth
Since it
grader.
happened.
What are you worried about right now?
Pause. Maybe the dumbest question in the history of television interview. What are you hoping for right now? I'm hoping they find her body riddled with bullets like Sonny Corleone on the cause. What do you think I'm hoping for? I mean, I know it's a tough interview, but you know what? If that's all where you can go, then don't interview the guy. What are you hoping for? Oh my God, I almost fucking slapped her. And even him, Glasses kept his eyes in his head. Even he reacted. Go ahead.
May not be alive.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything?
Nothing. Don't know where, other than she's not in San Antonio.
Do you mind me asking, when you first walked up to me, what did you ask me?
If we could get to the funeral home,
Why would you ask me that?
because we can't find my daughter.
What does this say about where we are right now? I mean, this is a small town, man.
Pretty sad. Really sad. I don't know what this world's coming to.
I can't imagine. Police officials from Texas Department of Public Safety U.S. Customs and Border Protection and a slew of local agencies descended on the tiny town located 60 miles east of the Mexico border to respond. It's a mostly Latino town, you know what I mean? And a nice I'm saying it doesn't work, but it does. You take this shit out of it, you know what I mean? Hardworking religious people that we could use more of, actually. Anyways, they responded to the shooting, which has left residents reeling. Tuesday's shooting is one of the worst school massacres in U.S. history. In 2012, of course, 21st graders and 6 educators, they're not teachers anymore, were killed in a shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut. The gunman, in that case, the very handsome Adam Alonza, this kid was autistic. Gee, you wouldn't know from looking at him. The motherfucking surrounds this jerk off with guns in the house, if you remember correctly. He killed her, right? Just like the other one shoots his grandmother in the face. There are a lot of creepy similarities. But you know what the biggest similarity? He's autistic, never came out of his room, watched video games. Remember they said all he did was watch that shit. And then the parents, hey, have guns laying around. Again, you're not going to expect your kid's going to do, but I'm just saying it. And this kid, anyways, gunned down his mother in bed before opening fire at the school. Ramos abandoned his vehicle, entered the school before horrifically and incomprehensibly slaughtering more than a dozen students and a teacher before he was killed by responding officers. Just look at him. He looks like Richard Ramirez. Remember Richard Ramirez, the fucking rapist, Night Stalker, whatever they call him? Texas State Senator Roland Gutierrez told CNN 20 people in total were killed in 2 assault rifles, which the government had purchased on his 18th birthday legally, were used in the massacre. The Texas Department of Public Safety said later Tuesday that the Ramos' grandmother was also killed, but later clarified that she was in critical condition. A teacher identified as Eva Morales was killed along with 19 children, ABC reported. In addition to the death, at least another 15 kids. So it's not over yet. This kid's in critical condition. Another 15 kids, 2 adults and 2 officers who responded to the shooting were injured in the melee, according to the hospital. 14 children and 1 adult with minor injuries were taken to Uvalde Medical Center, the hospital CEO, Tom Nordwick, told the Post. By the evening, some of those injured were already being discharged, and 3 have been transferred to hospitals in San Antonio. Nordwick said declined to provide information on the patient's condition. A 10-year-old girl and a 66-year-old woman, both in critical condition, I don't even know if they're alive today, were taken to University Health San Antonio, the only level 1 trauma center for both adults and children in the region. The shooter, and I love how they count him. When did we start doing that, too? When they mentioned the dead, 2 adults. One lady was talking, before they knew it was 2 teachers. The guy was including him. No, don't even mention him. Whatever. Tell us he was killed, but don't put him in the numbers of the victims. I don't know. That never sat well with me. Maybe the shooter, who Abbott said was a U.S. citizen who attended Uvalde High School, had purported Instagram account that included 1 brooding selfie and numerous pictures of firearms and ammunition. Yeah, that's a bit of a flag. And I don't know. Again, I've actually put pictures of guns that I bought online, but I came from a wholesome family, and we were like the Osmonds. We did nothing wrong, and we all shit ice cream, so nobody checked. In one post, he tagged a woman in an image of 2 rifles and then messaged her, "Be grateful I tagged you." Imagine getting that. Fucking woman, girls looking at it.
Who the fuck are you? Are you writing a book? Who the fuck are you?
The woman who shared the purported exchanges on her own account claims she did not know the shooter and replied back confused, asking why he was tagging her in snaps of guns. Then on Tuesday morning, the account cryptically messaged her, "I'm about to," in quotes. And then a few hours later, "I got a little secret," in quotes. When the woman questioned what he meant, he said he'd tell her before 11. but the woman fell asleep before she could answer the messages. Well, apparently she wasn't too shaken. The only reason I responded to him was because I was afraid of him. I wish I stayed awake to at least try to convince him not to commit this crime, the woman later wrote in an Instagram story. That is weird. He's a stranger. I know nothing about him. He decided to tag me in his gun post. I'm so sorry for the victims and their families. I really don't know what to say. How about to say this guy's going to burn in hell and Biden should be next to him with Chris Murphy and all the other fucking lefties that are so adamant about blaming the wrong people. So Chris Murphy was happy to exploit this shooting. Once again, anybody Northeast Democrat, I didn't give a fuck what you have to say. They got some creepy guys in Connecticut. That Blumenthal, you tell me he doesn't fuck Cub Scouts on a regular basis? I have no evidence. I'm just joking, but ugh. He told us he was in Vietnam, remember? Not this guy, Blumenthal. Chris Murphy of Connecticut delivered an emotional, I call it grandstanding, call to action on the Senate floor following the school shooting. He couldn't wait to get to the stage. Anyways, in Uvalde, Texas, he had to fucking yap away. And
you need to shut the fuck up.
Murphy, who has repeatedly pushed for legislative action following the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, said, this only happens in this country. And again, not completely true. Frequency-wise, absolutely. Do we have a big problem? Absolutely. And nowhere else, so
you're lying.
Check your facts.
And you're a piece of shit.
Matter of fact, in China, we talked about school shooting in China a year ago. Nowhere else do little kids go to school thinking they might be shot that day. By the way, it has happened in Sweden and Canada, and McGill College is what I put in the... Not little kids, I know, but where do you draw the line with age?
Yeah, because you have to do everyone else's journalism, apparently.
Yeah, fucking jerk off. Couldn't wait to get to the stage. Didn't have time to research it. That's what the left does. It's all about emotion. Don't let numbers get in the fuck away. And the stupid Republicans, every time they bring up the fucking NRA, why do you mention how many members are there and how many have murdered people? And then compare whatever you want to do. Video, please. And action.
What are we doing?
Pulling your prick.
Why are you here?
Shut up! Shut up!
Is not to solve a problem as existential as this.
Pause. How about all the other existential problems? Now you jump on it. How about all the other shit going on? Whether it be fentanyl pulling over the border or half South America. Now you get upset. Because this is when they see an opening here. We will be, folks, I don't mean to be a tinfoil hat wearing motherfucker. It's just creepy, the timing of these things. I'm sorry, I can't prove it or whatever the fuck, but read about psyops and whatever. It's just creepy. Buffalo now. It's all they got. I don't know. Somebody could explain it to me. Dallas was actually mentioning about psyops and what was the other thing you said?
Tradecraft.
I can't hear you. Speak up, son.
Tradecraft.
Tradecraft. I thought that was a video game for nerds.
That's Minecraft.
I know. It's a joke. Anyways. Our kids are living in fear every single time they set foot in a classroom because they think they're going to be next. What are we doing? Wait a minute. Why am I reading this? Go ahead. Has he got more to say? Yeah.
This isn't inevitable. These kids weren't unlucky. This only happens in this country and nowhere else. Nowhere else do little kids go to school thinking that they might be shot that day.
You're a terrible actor. Terrible. And you know what? If you're going to do it for this incident, I want you to do it every time even a 25-year-old dies of a fentanyl overdose, which is coming in from Mexico and through China to Mexico. Okay? Those don't matter. Those just pile up, and nobody cares about that. Or little black kids getting shot in Chicago every weekend and whatever, blue city that you guys like to brag about. Then do your little song and dance every fucking time. Why do you go through all the hassle? Is he done? Yeah. Of getting this? putting yourself in a position of authority. If your answer is that the slaughter increases as our kids run for their lives, we do nothing. You're part of doing nothing, dumb.
You're
ass.
a crumb creep.
Boy, he set record time for getting to the stage. Anyways, I don't know. It's hard to be funny on days like today. But let's move on to other shitty news. I just feel like the world is coming apart at the seams, especially our society.
Make me a sandwich. Make me a fucking sandwich.
What do you want on it, you fat fucker? I saw a clip of Jimmy Brewer talking about Joe Pesci. Pesci came on SNL. Remember, Jim Brewer ended up doing an imitation of him every week, which made him kind of famous. And then Pesci came back on the show like a year later. He goes, so you're going to thank me for making your fucking career? And you know that. And he did it so perfectly. Anyways, in our shut up and make we a sandwich tonight, Abrams eats crow. How much mayonnaise did she put on it, that lion sack of fucking horse meat? Democratic Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey, I'm a fucking child at heart, Abrams. Happy 4th of July, nah? Argued there was still voter suppression in Georgia. Get this, folks. Despite record turnout during a press conference Tuesday. Okay? She kept saying there's voter suppression and more people turned out than like ever for these primaries that are going on. End of story. Fat fuck, stupid. End of story. But no, she's not an adult. She's a Democrat. Just like she hasn't admitted that she lost the race for governor.
Those numbers include African Americans at the highest record they've ever voted.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but here she is again. Like she wouldn't concede when she lost and she lost by 50,000 votes. She still doesn't concede. What do we do? You find a black woman who's articulate so she automatically becomes a high-profile politician? Is that how it works? Give me that black woman. Remember the one on the Republican side? She was in the Army. She's not even from the United States. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of an older woman. Paige, is that her last name? I don't know. But, I mean, a kick-ass, you know what I mean? She was in the military, defended the country, and is gung-ho, and she writes like soft porn novels, too, you know. That I like about her. Go back to writing books about tits and ass, you pig face. Anyways, despite the record turnout, again, she's going to tell you why that, she is still right. And I say to you right now, girl.
Shut up! Will you please shut up?
Abrams suggested that there is not a causal relationship between turnout and suppression, before stating that turnout is actually the antidote to suppression. Yeah. It's proof that there isn't, is what it is, you dink. There is a causal. In response to a reporter's question on Georgia's record of voter turnout, here is the dumb fat woman talking.
The question about voter suppression and voter turnout is causation without correlation.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
You make mistakes even when you know what you're talking about.
You
It's correlation
fat,
without
nasty
causation.
black bitch.
We know that increased turnout has nothing to do with suppression. Suppression is about whether or not you make it difficult for voters to access the ballot. And in Georgia, we know difficulty has been put in place for too many Georgians who wanted to vote by mail, who had to figure out a calendar of applying just early enough but not too late, who had to have wet signatures so they could print things out,
You never looked
take a
heavier.
picture, upload it. We know that across the state,
You never looked heavier.
counties have taken advantage of county
You never
election
looked
boards
heavier.
that have shifted their dynamic. In Spalding County, they eliminated Sunday voting to target a black community that was showing up.
Wah!
We know that across this state, voters are still facing
You
difficulties.
fat,
and this is
nasty
just the
black
primary.
bitch.
Give you this much? Really?
Shut your fucking mouth! Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
I don't think I gave you that much, did I? Probably did. Abrams has stated that the Republicans cannot win elections without voter suppression. They can't win without you guys stealing it. The gubernatorial candidate blamed her 2018 loss to Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, who won big yesterday, by the way, over Trump's pick of Purdue. Anyways, she blamed the loss to Kemp on widespread voter suppression. And I'll say it again.
You never looked heavier.
You cheese eater. Go have a turkey leg and go to bed. Yeah, fat fuck you. Look at you, you fat fuck you. So you're going to thank me for giving you a career? Paul?
What is it that writes and having writ moves on?
A meter maid.
A meter maid.
Paul, true or false, studies at the University of Wisconsin show that you'll probably live longer if you love only one man or woman at a time.
But it is all right to alternate.
How many men on a hockey team?
About half.
That's my favorite joke of all time. He was a funny fag. God, was he great. And a mean drunk, they said. I got a picture of him on my phone. I don't know if I found it or somebody sent it to me. He's in a hotel room with a silk robe on, got a drink in his hand, beautiful flowers everywhere, like a table with that's set for the king is gonna. I mean, a cigar in his mouth. He just looks like he's on the top of the world. I always loved him. Anyhow, let's get right on with let's move on to another heavy-set black woman. Only one that, and you guys are going to be surprised when I say this. I hate Whoopi's politics, and yes, she's bad-mouths old white guys and blah, blah. She's a dummy, but I don't know. She was handed a career, even all that shit. I get a feeling if I was in a room with her having drinks and I made a bunch of racial cracks, she'd laugh her balls off. Despite what maybe not. Maybe she's a vile twat's own. I don't know. But the headline here is, yay for, I was going to put Whoopi for Whoopi. I didn't know how to spell the other Whoopi. The View co-host, Whoopi Goldberg, glad you cleared that up. I thought she was working a jackhammer for O'Brien Construction. Yeah, fucking titless wonder. The View co-host, Whoopi Goldberg, jumped to the defense of Kellyanne Conway on Tuesday's show on The View after the crowd booed the former Trump administration official during her appearance in the studio. So Whoopi actually defended her. You believe that?
What's the world coming to?
I have no idea. The incident occurred as the View panelists, Sonny Host, and the dumbest one, by the way, on the panel. This dumb elitist asshole. Remember, she said, "I don't want people." This is like a month ago. I don't want them breathing their COVID breath on me on the plane, talking about masks and shit. She's an elitist asshole. And Joy Behar is actually smarter. That's hard to say because she's severely retarded. Anyways, Sonny Hostin pressed Conway about the election. Conway was on the show to promote her memoir, Here's the Deal, to detail whether she agreed. Hostin was questioning whether she agreed with former President Donald Trump that the 2020 presidential election was stolen, which it was. I don't give a fuck who says what, which it was. Everybody knows it. But Conway's trying to sell books, so she kind of split the hair down the middle. In response, Conway said it was pretty obvious that Joe Biden is the president. That's not saying, she didn't answer the question saying, yeah, it was stolen, right? That it wasn't stolen. She added that she wrote extensively in this book that she was the closest person to tell Trump he had lost the race and that it broke her heart to deliver him the news. He should have won huge. What am I doing? Did I go by the video? I feel like I'm saying everything she's going to say.
Nope, you're not.
That's my fault, though. I say it is.
No, you're good. The video's fine. The video is Whoopi talking, not...
All right, but I wanted a little... That's my fault. He should have... You can leave that in. Hey, folks, who gives a fuck? What do I make millions doing this? For the love of Christ. I have to go pick up litter with a stick after the show for $8 an hour. He should have won huge. He had all these accomplishments. He's running against a guy that's stuck in the basement, and you're in the middle of a pandemic. She was talking about Joe, obviously.
What are we doing? What's going on right now?
Just get back in the basement, Joe. Jerk off behind the boiler. Conway's quip drew a strong reaction from the audience, of course, because it's a bunch of left-wing Democrat douchebag housewives. Well, probably not even housewives. Whatever, who are SEALs. Anything you say... Yeah, exactly. Throw them a salmon. The View audience started to boo with many attendees, God, they're so fucking retarded.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent?
Right me.
They don't have an Asian guy on there. The negative response prompted Goldberg to interject on Conway's behalf. Let's take a look at Whoopi doing something smart for once.
You say, folks, don't change.
Why does he continue? Why does he continue to lie? Let me do something before you say anything else. Listen, this is the View, and this is her view, and she's talking about how she feels and what she knows. Please don't boo her.
Right. Yeah. I think they're booing Biden staying in the basement.
Of course, Kelly can't leave it alone. Kelly goes, I think they're booing Biden being in the basement, which was funny because they weren't. I sat next to her. I told you, when I used to do this show, a streaming show. God, it's probably going on 15 years ago now. I don't even dare ask. Oh, yeah. At Fox, they had this streaming show in the afternoons. I don't even remember who got me in there. Somebody at Fox liked me. I don't even remember. But I would sit next to her. She was there like almost every day, sitting next to me. And I would crack jokes, and she would never get them. I go, Kelly, it's a joke. Remember I got attacked by Shepard Smith and Judge Napolitano. Hey, what happened to the fag Judge Napolitano? What happened to him? He sort of just disappeared, didn't he? I think because he was shitting all over Trump. Anyways, her name was Fitzgerald back then. But she was a goddamn campaign manager when he won. You know, you can make fun of her all you want on SNL. Conway, 55. Jesus Christ, I'm older than her. Served as Trump's campaign manager, again, during a successful bid for the White House, and later became a senior advisor during his 4 years in office. She left her role within the Trump administration in August 2020 to become a street bike racer. What? And action!
Uh-oh, retard alert!
I'm drinking too much coffee. I have the teeth of a West Virginia grandmother. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow, and I'm going to go, you going to tell me, you motherfuckers, and don't give me this, yeah, they have those trays you can put in at night. I don't have 10 years. I've been drinking coffee for 40. You don't have something you can spray and make my teeth white? Seriously. We can put a man in my mother's moon. What? The fuck, what is that? Hello? Hello? Anyways, let's move on to some tech story. Big tech could be liable to addiction of children in California. This is interesting. Which, you know why it's interesting? Because Silicon Valley's right there. A California bill, you know why though? You know why? They're making a move. I don't even know who the politicians are, but they have kids. See, now it hits home. Now they act. A California bill that aims to hold social media companies responsible for children who become addicted to their platforms. That would be every kid, wouldn't it? I mean, there's adults who can't put it down. Passed the state assembly in California on Monday. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is off our new album. It's called Turn the Page. Wah. On a lonely, lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engines moaning out in one lone song. You can think about the filthy whore or the pig you fucked the night before. Sometimes you can hear them talk, other times you can't. Or the same old cliches, is that a woman or a man? You always feel outnumbered, so you don't dare make a stand. Something like that. The bill co-sponsored by Whoopi Goldberg and two other fat broads. It was co-sponsored by and authored by State Assembly member Jordan Cunningham, seen here with a nice head of hair and a nice smile. He looks like a fucking doctor in a commercial. Again, I pray that AOC uses Roundup in her garden. I got to remember to say that on stage. That's a joke. Let me tell you where the genius is in that. I assume that we've all heard that a million times. I think we have, because I said it in Long Island. It did get it. Jordan Cunningham, that's him, would allow parents to sue social media platforms for up to $25,000 per violation on behalf of children. The bill aims to protect child users. Wait a minute. What? First of all, $25,000 per violation. Is that per each kid? I don't know what that means. Anyways, the bill aims to protect child users defined as children under the age of 18 who use social media platform from becoming addicted to social media. Well, why don't you just say you want to get rid of the internet? Because that's the whole idea of it. Even there, even right when they spoke in front of, they admitted. Remember the whistleblowers at Facebook, some of them who quit, told it was designed to hook kids. Insider reported back in 2018 that there was no solid evidence that people get addicted. What are you talking about? To social media. Yeah, that, and Bob Dole said people don't get addicted to cigarettes either. I'll never forget that one. I quit. I cold turkey.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Hey, you got a pen? Yeah, it's in your hand. What?
Yeah, Bob Dole.
The bill, however, said there is growing evidence of addiction, particularly among adolescent children. There's a picture of a girl I took out for pizza a couple weeks ago. Let me tell you, folks. What? Get out of here.
You are correct, sir.
Louis C.K. has a great bit about this, only he says it's about television. Same thing. About how television's bad for your kids. They should be out enjoying the world. And he goes, you ever walk in, your kids watching TV when they're like 6 or 7 and just shut it off? Do you ever see the reaction? You're going to tell me that's normal? I mean, it's so fucking good. Anyways, according to the bill, social media addiction is defined as a preoccupation, obsession, with or difficulty to reduce the use of a social media platform that causes or contributes to mental, emotional, developmental, or physical harm for the user. Yeah.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert.
Okay. Hey, what is this something coming out of her nose? No. Is that just the light? Yeah. Oh, I thought she had a little snot bubble there. Right there, she's dialing her dealer for some coke. That's the whole idea, by the way. When parents have little kids and they're in a store, they get here's the iPad, go play a bit, whatever. I mean, I'd do it. Am I going to actually be a good parent? That's why I didn't have any. I see my dog, he's addicted to licking my balls, but I don't see a problem with that. I let him. If passed, the law would only apply to social media companies that hold at least $100 million. That's all of them, isn't it? In gross revenue. Such as Instagram or Facebook, and would not apply to platforms that only offer email or messaging services. Business groups told the AP that social media platforms would likely stop operating services for children in California due to the extent of the legal risk. This kid here is addicted, but what bothers me more is this kid's 10 years old, 9 years old, and he's got Larry Bird's shoe size. Look at the foot on that kid. What? I know it's because it's close to the camera. I'm hoping. He's got a schlong down to his, by the way, that doesn't even... They say you can tell, and I know this doesn't work either, but it's if your ring finger is longer than your index finger, you're supposed to have a decent-sized dick. Boy, I blew that out of the water. That theory. Mamalika. As Lenny Clark said, look, I'm fucking... Because I'm not knocking down any walls with this thing, but I'm not hurting the national average either. That was in the 80s. God damn, I love Lenny. Cunningham told OP, however, the era of unfettered social experimentation on children is over, and we will protect the kids. You want to bet? You want to bet? Finally tonight on Sugar Tits, Skater Them. Dallas named this one. I don't know. It's a trans thing. Is that what you meant, like them day? Skater Them, a female skateboarding champion, has strongly condemned the inclusion of transgender athletes in women's sports, calling it unfair, the girl said, finally.
Yes, sir.
Taylor Silverman says she is done being silent after she was runner-up to a trans competitor in a local competition, and she has had it.
I'm as mad as hell.
That's her voice.
I'm not going to take this anymore.
Now, see this picture here? I immediately thought the girl on the left, the 6'3", 220, was the trans as opposed to the little girl. But no. And then you look closer. The girl on the left does have a nice figure. She should have cracked that girl. Is that the trans girl on the... She should have fucking snuck up behind her and cracked her with that skateboard. Boy. So after recently coming in second place to trans competitor Lillian Gallagher, seen her washing her balls at Red Bull Cornerstone contest, Silverman decided to speak out and voice her own frustration. You didn't speak out till it hurt your career, I noticed. I am done being silent. Please share, wrote Silverman on Instagram. Second slide, she says, is the email I sent Red Bull that was completely ignored. My name is Taylor Silverman. I am a female athlete. I have been skateboarding for 11 years and competing for several years. I've been in 3 different contests with trans women, 2 of which I placed second. At the last contest series I did for Red Bull, I placed second. The trans competitor who won took home $1,000, $1,000 in qualifiers, $3,000 in finals, another $1,000 in best trick, another $2,000 in giant cock. This totaled $5,000 of the prize money meant for the female athletes. That isn't fair. She continued. I took $1,000 in qualifiers, $1,750 for second place, so $2,750 in total. The girl who took third received $750. Silverman then attached a letter she directly addressed to Red Bull. Hi, Eric, you prickface. Hope all is well. May your kids die in a fire tonight, you hosebag. I am reaching out in hopes of being directed to the right person to express my concerns about what occurred at the Red Bull Cornerstone contest with transgender competitor in the women's division, the email read. Perhaps that is you. If not, hopefully you can put me in contact with the correct person. A biological man with a clear advantage and a beautiful penis won the women's division, best trick, and also won multiple qualifiers, she says.
Oh, poor you.
Oh, the guy wasn't buying it. This took away the opportunity that was meant for women to place and earn money. What happened was unfair, and at the time, I was too uncomfortable to speak up. I since have grown a pair of balls, ironically. I'm so funny. I understand that in today's society, even some women think this is acceptable, but I believe in doing the right thing, even if it's not the popular thing. I now realize it's really important for me to speak up, and I'd like to schedule a time to talk to you. And this is...
Hello? 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 Anybody there?
That was Eric answering the phone. Anyhow, she's right. I'm sorry, but, I'm enjoying this. I hope we see more of these stories. I don't want girls to get their feelings hurt, biological girls, but I like it because it's diffusing all the horse shit that I've been listening to my whole life about how women can do anything men can. It's really blowing a hole in the theory. The biggest theory being, gender difference, it's socially constructed. It's, you know what I mean? All the difference is socially constructed. We're basically no different than, well, what are you going to say now? So speak up, girls who have real titties, getting beat by a woman next to you with I don't know, nice package. Okay, I've had enough. You've had enough. We've had enough. It sounds like a song. I can't. I have, look, it's not as white today. I have COVID tongue. It's actually something. It's also known as thrush, but COVID tongue. I don't have COVID, folks. I mean, I think I do, but the tests say no, so you can't pin that one on me. But I have a white coating. The wife has it too. I used some mouthwash today, and it's peroxided and shit. Melted my fillings, but it's supposed to. That is it. Don't forget to sign up. Sign up. You sign up. I said something now. Sign up at, comicsgym.com, patreon.com. Sign up monthly, please. And nickdip.com. You can watch the shows there. You can buy stuff. You can see where I got a few months off. I like it that way, actually. I think as far as touring goes, I've done enough. And don't forget cameo.com. If you want me to roast a friend or relative, go to cameo.com. That is it for Wednesday. It's in the books. You guys think it? I'll say it. You're very welcome. I will see you back here tomorrow for the final day of the week. Have a good day, everybody.